Hey guys, I didn't plan on putting a video out today, but this day has already been way too long and exhausting. So I was sitting here watching YouTube. I was watching Living Traditions Homestead's video on YouTube. If y'all aren't subscribed to them, go subscribe. They are a great family to watch. But I was watching their video and I heard something, so I paused it. I heard more commotion outside, just lots of loud commotion. So I grabbed some jeans out of my laundry basket by my door, and I ran out in my nightgown with no pants on, just knowing I was going to go out there and find something that I did not want to see. And sure enough, there was 3 or 4 dogs. I for sure saw three dogs, 2 puppies and a mama dog. Big dogs. One had a dead chicken in its mouth, a future laying hen. It was still like a young pullet, dead. And so I ran the dogs off, but one kind of stuck around. I caught it nicely. It came straight to me. I put it in a chicken cage, a rabbit cage, and I put it right there in the cage, and I called the cops. So this isn't the first time. If you've been following me for a while, this is not the first time that I've had an issue with the chickens being killed by dogs. Anyways, I called the cops. I found the one dead chicken that was in the dog's mouth. Didn't even eat it, just had it in his mouth and then dropped it whenever I started screaming. So the cops got here. I write out a statement. I write down like how much as I'm going to like write it all down, the cop turns around and he sees another dead chicken. Then he makes a statement about how he saw a little bitty tiny chick run past his foot, and I didn't like put 2 and 2 together, but it was actually the second dead chicken was one of my laying hens who recently hatched a clutch of babies. I don't see her babies. I don't know where they are. There was 3 of them. But I did write in the statement that they were worth $25 each because they are hens. The officer asked me if I wanted to press charges, and I said yes, I want to press charges. Another officer came with animal control behind them. Animal control gets the dog. I'm like, it's friendly, it's a girl, you can carry her, she's not being aggressive, because he came out with like one of those poles to like a catch pole. And I was like, no, it's not aggressive, you can just pick it up. He's like, well, I'll just pick it up then. So he carries it back there, and they tell me, like, well, we already got the other dogs who killed your chickens. And I was like, are you sure that's the dogs? Because, like, they're literally, like, they were right here, and now you're telling me, like, they are, far off somewhere. And so the officer says to, like, the animal control officer, like, whose dogs was it? And he says, well, just take a guess. And I'm like, oh. So he's like, this person, he tells him the name, and I'm like, gosh, I really want to press charges on this person. The name that they said was the husband of someone that I know. And I really don't want to press charges on that family. They already have enough issues. They have, like 4 growing girls. I got 4 kids. They have 4 kids. They have a lot of issues financially, and health-wise. I just feel like I don't need to press charges on them. The officer did say that they still have to press charges for having dogs at large, but they will not be pressed charges for having their dogs kill my chickens. If the state wants to pick up that charge, the state can pick up that charge. If they don't want to, they don't have to. It'll just be dropped, won't be continued. They did say that it was up to me to, like, get the money from them if I, just decided to tell them, or I don't know how that will be handled, but legally they won't be charged for their dogs killing my chickens. So, they had 3 puppies. Well, when they showed up, they had 2 puppies and two or 3 puppies in the back of the truck already. and then they got the one that I had, and then they had a mama dog. Then they had some random dog that someone else called about here in this neighborhood that wasn't related to this issue. And I was like, well, that's not their dog. And he's like, no, that was another call. So I'm a bit shaken up. I'm a bit upset. This is not the first time that they've been called about for having dogs loose in the yard, or have charges for having dogs loose, or have taken multiple dogs from their house. Like they just had 5 dogs taken from them. I think there was like 3 puppies and a mama dog. But if you ever have a dog get out and kill someone's animals, like, make sure that you're prepared to pay for that, because financially and emotionally, we just took a hit on this farmstead because somebody couldn't keep their dogs in the fenced yard, and for what? We've had our dog get out and kill our chickens, and now we can't even, he stays in a pen. We've tried bringing him in at night and then bringing him back out during the day to go to the back outside to use the bathroom or whatever, and then bringing him back in. But, he wiggles and he tries to get out of your hands, and he'll, squirm until you drop him, and then he, darts off into the yard, kills stuff, and then he, disappears, and then he'll come back, a couple hours later. And we own, a little bit tiny Chihuahua. So these are not little Chihuahuas. These are big dogs. The cop made a statement about how you just never know how a dog is going to act in a pack. They can get aggressive, and I was like, well, I've been around these dogs before. They've never been, aggressive, towards people. He's like, yeah, but what if a child was playing with these chickens when the dog showed up? Do you really know how they would react to a child being in the yard with the chickens? They were aggressive. They killed chickens, so you can't say that they wouldn't hurt a child. You literally, you don't know. You never know. Animals act different from being by themselves to being in a pack. Pack mentality completely changes the way that dogs react, or their aggressiveness. You just never know how a dog is going to react when it's in a pack with that mentality. So, like I said, if you have dogs, keep them up. If they get out, take full responsibility for it. These people probably will never get these dogs back, simply because they just cannot financially pay for the fees and fines that are going to come with getting them back. So hopefully these dogs find a family and they're not put down because of their irresponsible owners. Like I said, in this case, I decided not to press charges. On my behalf, the town has to press charges. The officers had to press charges for having the dogs at large, and whatever other charges they're going to be to press against them. But this is just really unfortunate, and it kind of takes a toll out of you whenever this happens. This isn't the first time that we've lost animals because of a predator, or a dog has killed our animals, and we have lost animals not long ago, and we really didn't know what it was that was coming into the yard and killing our animals in the middle of the night, and who's to say that it wasn't their dogs who's done this, unfortunately. So we really don't know. We have cameras in the front yard. We did have cameras around the rest of the house, but they're not always reliable when it comes to predators, but unfortunately, this is what happened, and these particular dogs will no longer be a risk to us, like I said, because they will be either rehomed or put down, because it's still going to be on record that they killed chickens at the animal shelter. They are a risk to other animals now because the owners were, like I said, irresponsible and did not keep them in a secure fence. So now chicken killers is tacked onto their names. Like I said, my dog has killed chickens before, and so it is on record that he has killed chickens, and if he ever gets out and is picked up by animal control, I probably would not get him back. So there's a very strict leash law here. You have got to keep your animals within the fence. My husband's whole thought process is, well, you should keep your chickens in the fence. But, I mean, I can't really keep my chickens in the fenced yard. And, honestly, every time that a dog has come into our yard and killed our chickens, it was within our fence line. We don't have a fence in the front yard, but we do have posts up along our property. And they were well within there, like literally like right next to my window. When I went out there, like literally right here. So it's not like they were like outside the property line in someone else's property eating our chickens. Like they were literally like within our property, almost like in the very center of our property, right next to our home. So that is all for today. I'm just really upset and figured I'd let y'all know what's going on. Wish it was happier content, but so is life. Thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all be blessed. Bye.